Now that my home theater rack build is complete, I'm going to be showing you every single component that's in my rack. And bonus, I have a second rack for review equipment. Alright guys, welcome to this rack build reveal where I show you everything that's in my rack now that my home theater rack, my new home theater rack is finished. And I also have a secondary home theater rack for review equipment that's doesn't have a whole lot in there, but I'll talk about that as well. But before I tell you what's exactly in my rack, I'm going to tag Shane Lee because I know Shane just finished his home theater. He's got a really cool looking home theater. I can't wait to see the tour, and I can't wait to see what's in his rack. So Shane Lee, I'm tagging you. Let's see what's in your rack. All right, so this is my new home theater rack. So I say new because before I had a different rack, a completely different rack. It was a Middle Atlantic rack that I bought off of OfferUp for like 200 bucks a couple years ago. I actually really liked the rack, but the issue was I had carpet in here before, and I think where the casters were at the bottom of the rack, the metal bracing, or I guess the metal piece that's welded where the casters go, it was too thin, so rolling it back and forth over carpet, it bent it, and it was like leaning almost up against the wall. It was really janky. I had some wood blocks under it so it wouldn't fall, and it would have been a pain to try to get it fixed. So I got this rack from the Grid Hi-Fi, our channel partner. So a lot of this stuff in here you might be able to get with the Grid Hi-Fi. I'll leave some links in the description. So this is my rack and I really like it. So I guess the first thing let's talk about is some lighting. I'll try to take some B-roll for you guys. I don't know if it's going to come through on camera because it's pretty dark back here. But I put some lighting in here so that I can see when I'm actually working in here, because if you have a rack, you know it's extremely difficult to try to, put stuff in, take stuff out when it's dark. You can buy those like little, I guess, like lights that you can mount for a rack and it'll shine down. I decided just to go all the way around. I still have the back to do, so I haven't done that yet. But I got some lighting in there, and they are smart lights, so I can control them. And I have them to turn off whenever I am watching a movie or something, and then when I pause it comes on, and then when I'm not watching anything, when I'm not in here, I just have the lights on kind of dim just to illuminate the rack because I think it looks pretty cool. Alright, so first thing is I need to take this guy out of here. So this is the Sofa Baton. I'm not using it right now, so I'm going to set that to the side. First thing up top is going to be my Xbox Series X. I bought that on launch day. I was fortunate enough to get one. It was extremely difficult. I think I had to refresh my browser like 50 times, and I actually got one of these. So I have this here. I don't do as much gaming as I used to. Really, the only game that I'm playing right now is Jedi, I think it's Survivor, the newest one. Haven't played that in a couple weeks. I need to get back to it because it's a really fun game. I've got some controllers here, and then right below that I have the Arvolution Player One. So right now there's nothing in here. I need to start using this again. I have my Zidoo, which we'll talk about, but I know they made some updates to it. I haven't played around with it a whole lot since I made the initial review, but I might try to do another video, maybe like a comparison video between Arvolution and the Zidoo now that it's been out for a while. I know they have the 8K player. I'm supposed to be getting that as well. Below that, I've just got a blanking panel so that it looks nice. Below that, I've got the Zidoo Z20 Pro. I love this thing. So you've probably, if you've been following the channel, I have many Zidoo videos on my channel. I have tutorials, I have product reviews. I just did a 6-month review. I really like this thing. The first Zidoo player that I got was the Z9X, and then I upgraded a few months later, not too long after that, with the Zidoo Z20 Pro. Not a whole lot difference between the two. This one does support HDMI 2.1, which if you're using this strictly as a media player, you're probably not gonna need HDMI 2.1. Kind of interesting why they put that on there, but hey, I guess it's future-proofed. So yeah. Next to that, I have my HD Fury 4K Diva. Also love that thing. Lately, it's been a little bit finicky. It's been kind of annoying me, but for the most part, I really like it. This gives me the ability to get Dolby Vision on my projector via low latency Dolby Vision. And yeah, that acts as my switcher. It does the It allows, like I said, the projector to get Dolby Vision. Like with the Zudu will handle the tone mapping. With the Dolby Vision, Xbox, it'll handle the Dolby Vision. So I believe I have my Xbox connected to the HD Fury, the Zudu currently, my Oppo, and my Apple TV. So on top of the HD Fury 4K Diva is my NVIDIA Shield 2017. I don't even use that thing anymore since I've gotten the Zudu. I used to use it strictly for Plex. That was like my main media player. Ever since I got the Zudu and the Kaleidoscape, I haven't used that thing. So I don't know. I guess I probably won't get rid of it. I'll keep it, but it doesn't really get much use nowadays. Got another blanking plate, and I got a Panamax MR4000 power conditioner. This was the first one that I ever bought, and I still have it. I kept it, even though I have a upgraded one. I needed more outlets, so I just kept it, and now it gives me plenty of outlets with my other one. And then below that, I have a TP-Link 24-port gigabit switch. Nothing much to say there. It's, you know, I had, I think, 8 or 12 before, and I think I may have gone to 16, and I just needed more ports, so I just figured, you know, I'll just go ahead and get the 24-port Ethernet switch, plus it's rack mountable. And with this build, I wanted to rack mount everything that I could possible. If I had a rack mount kit for it, then it's more than likely going to be rack mounted. Below that, I have the Oppo UDP 203. I've made numerous videos on this thing as well. I am never getting rid of this thing. At least that's the way I feel now. I still feel like this is the best Blu-ray player on the market. I know a lot of people make comparisons about the Panasonic, is it the UB9000? Something like that. I have no experience with that. I've reached out to them numerous times to try to get a review unit to do some comparisons with, you know, they haven't responded, or they've said no. But all the other Blu-ray players that I've had, I still think it's the best Blu-ray player on the market still. There's a reason why these things sell for like $1,500 still, even though they stopped manufacturing them, what, 3-4 years ago, maybe longer than that. So I've got that there. Another blanking plate below that, Crown Jewel Kaleidoscape. Love this thing. By the way, if you haven't seen my 2 Kaleidoscape reviews that I've done one on Madame Web, which is not that great, and then I've done one on Dune Part 2. Those are really fun. I'm really enjoying those. I have a couple more in the pipelines. I'll be doing more, obviously, but I have 2 more that I'm currently working on. I have the Abyss that I just watched. I started scripting that, so I'm working on that, and then I'm also working on Gran Turismo. Both stellar movies, stellar Atmos mixes. I can't wait to make those videos. But let me know if you guys are enjoying those videos. I only have 2, but I've seen a couple people say that they like that format, they like that style. I like it, and it's really fun. And the Kaleidoscape makes it so easy to make scripts and do demo clips. Better than anything else, better than the Zudu, better than the NVIDIA Shield. I mean, you can't even do that with those things. So, but yeah. Below that, I've got the Panamax M5300 PM. So that's my newer power conditioner that I upgraded to. Like I said, I needed a new one, something with more outlets, so I got that one. It's a little bit more powerful, has a little bit more options, and then I kept the MR4000 as well. Below that, I've got the ARM C1 processor. Love that thing. I'm completely bypassing the video portion of it because I just had too many problems with it, and I got tired of having to like come back here and unplug it. I stopped using the video portion of that before I even put this new rig or new rack build together. But I love that thing. It sounds amazing. Everything that I watch in here is just chef's kiss. Below that, I've got the Stark Sound Fiera 8 8-channel amplifier. I have a review on that as well, so go check that out. And then below that, I still have my Emotiva XPA3 Gen 2 amplifier. So the Emotiva is powering my left, center, and right, and then the Fiera 8 is powering all the rest of my other speakers, 8 speakers. And I believe that is it. I really like this rack here. I had to do some customizing because when I first got it, these brackets here were kind of not in the correct orientation that I needed to, so it was a little bit of a hassle because I had to completely take it out, and I already had some stuff mounted in here, but I had to take it out and rearrange it. But now I absolutely love it. It's a lot better. This thing is heavy. I had to move this in here. I had to lay it down flat so that I could get the Emotiva amplifier in there because that thing is heavy. I think it's like 70 pounds. So trying to rack mount a 70-pound amplifier when this is upright and having to try to hold it, I did that in the previous one. I was like, I'm not doing that again. So I laid this thing flat, and then so basically it was like this, and I put the amplifier in like that. But then I had to tip this back up, and it was a pain. It was very heavy. I even scuffed up the floor when I first, I had just put in the floor, but it is what it is. So that's that. I'm going to try to show you guys the back. I don't know if I will be able to just because of the wiring. I don't know if I can pull it out far enough to turn it around to show you. But I did much better wiring this time. So much better than last time. And what I like about this is it has a key. So I can close this here. There's the handle. I can close it. I don't have it locked because I don't need to lock it. But that's there, it's closed, and then I just press the little lock button, pops out, and then it opens. And then on the side, I've got some side panels. I might be able to show you that. That might work a little bit better. So there's the side, and everything is wired. I've got these zip ties all over the place. Zip ties are amazing because you can just, they're awesome. You can pretty much put anything in them that you want. You can make them whatever size, the whole size you want. Some of them, I don't close them all the way just in case I need to cut them and, add in new stuff. But I have 2 panels on the side that I can take off, and then I have quick access if I don't need to get to the back of the rack. And it's just very simple. So like I said, I got this at the Grid Hi-Fi. If you want something like this, check them out. I'll put links in the description. So this is behind the rack, and I didn't get a chance to take cable management before on my previous rack, but it was horrible. And I did the best that I could with this because there's so many wires, but this is a lot better. And you probably can't tell over the camera, but pretty much everything is wired up. So, I've got everything wired there. Everything is tied up with those zip ties. And like I said, you probably can't tell from here, but it's so much better. And I've got pretty much all of the cable, or like power cables, separated from the speaker cables. This is the real gem. This work right here. So I've got all XLR cables, and I've got them all looped together, grouped together. So let's see if I can get a better shot in there. So see how clean it is, even though there's still some wires. I did the best that I could. There's a lot of components in here, guys. So, I don't know if you'll be able to see down there because it's kind of dark, but cable management is much better. I don't get any hum. Whereas before I used to get a lot of hum. So up here I've got some cables coming in. So I've got my projector HDMI cable right there coming in, and I've got an Ethernet cable coming into the projector as well. And then up there I've got some more speaker wires that I ran additionally afterwards. But not a whole lot to show you in the back of the rack, but I did want to give you an idea of, how I did things. It's kind of hard when you have as many components as I do, and when you're a reviewer on YouTube as I do, you're swapping stuff out, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But this is so much better than it was before, and yeah, it took me a long time, especially to get everything where I wanted it to be. Now there are still a couple of loose wires that I haven't, I guess, tied off yet, just because there's a few other things that I want to make sure that I do first before I do that. So you might see some loose wires, but for the most part, everything is pretty tidy. Up here, it's really tidy. You know, there's hardly any wires sticking out anywhere. Everything is zip tied off. And then when you get down here is when you start getting some more wire management. But, you know, I'm sure it probably could look better with somebody professionally doing this. But yeah. Okay, so that's my main rack. I also just got another rack. I got this maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago. So with the new rack build, I wanted to leave everything in its place. I got tired of having to take my stuff out of my rack. And just to tell you what that entails, so let's say I got a receiver in to review or a processor. I have to take my processor out, unrack it, undo all the wires, put the new processor in, completely wire it back up, and then once I'm done reviewing it, then I have to take that review unit out. One of my lights just died. I have to take the review unit out, and then I have to wire all my stuff back in and then put the new one, or put my stuff back in. And I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. So I got a secondary rack that is strictly for review unit stuff. And I don't have a whole lot on there right now, but I do have the Revon player. That is the UBR X110. I am also currently working on that. So I'll have a review of that out on the channel. And then below that, I have the Onkyo RZ70. So this one I'm going to be reviewing, but not on my channel. I'm going to be reviewing that for Ecoustics. So I do work with Ecoustics, and this is going to be reviewed on their channel. I'm currently working on that as well. And then below there, I still have my Anthem MRX 720 that I'm trying to sell here locally. But that's it, guys. It's been a process. I've still got some things that I want to do here in the theater, but now it's your turn. I want to know what components you have in your rack, no matter what it is. I want to know everything. I want to know what processor or receiver that you have. I want to know what amplifiers. I want to know what components, streamers, all that good stuff. Let me know down in the comments. And if you appreciate this video, make sure you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next video.